My name is Paul Stafford. I'm Director of the Foundation course here at Kingston University. Today is the 25th of May, it's Tuesday, it's the last week of our term at Kingston. So I'm going to take you around the final show of our students' work in a minute. I'm going to take you around our gallery space and the various stations where our students' work is housed in the four major areas. We're taking a photo across the river here. This is the Hogsmill River. That's our Student Union Bar across the way there. So I thought it was a beautiful day. I thought we'd start off here. And so as I say, I will take you around the whole show now. The whole thing will last about quarter of an hour, I guess. We're going to take you also to a student there's halls of residence girl called Sophie, a lovely girl, and a very bright girl. So off we go. Okay, hi. This is Sophie. Sophie, I mentioned to you before in the gallery space, didn't I? My hero Sophie did that great campaign for us. Sophie's going to show us her place in halls, and we're going to go there in a second. I should say first of all that there are 5 different university halls of residence sites around Kingston. This one here, nearest one to the faculty. They're all served by the university bus, so students can come to and from the university. It's free of charge. They'll pick them up in the morning, take them back at night. As I said, this is the nearest one to us, so Sophie's going to show us her room and show us the shared accommodation, the kitchen, which she tells me is an absolute mess. So we'll go and have a look now. Right, so here we are in Sophie's room. So Sophie's kindly agreed to show us her room and talk to us about why she came here at Kingston. Sophie's room is on the dark side of this building because the way the building's configured is that you never get any sunshine, do you? So, but the river's behind us here, and you can probably hear it in the background. So she's got a nice view outside of the river. But I'm going to ask Sophie 1 or 2 questions about why she chose Kingston as her foundation course and all that. So, Sophie, why here? Why did you? Because you're from Geneva, aren't you? From Switzerland. Yes. So why here? Why did you come here?
First of all, because I wanted to get out of Switzerland, and I'm half British, so I wanted to come to England. With some help, I found Kingston, and I came for I sent off my portfolio and came for the interview and visited it, and I really liked it. And I got a lot of good feedback about it, like that we got really a lot of time. Well, that tutors were there were good qualified tutors that would help you out, and like the workspace is good, and you get to try out everything.
So what did you think when you first came here then? Because you had an idea, we talked before about what you might want to do, and you said you wanted to do fashion design, didn't you?
Like I always thought I would be going into fashion, and I tried it out, and then I was like, ooh, this is not for me, because I'm really not good at sewing and stuff.
Was that a surprise to you then?
Yeah, it was, because I always thought I would do that, because as a child I would make clothes for my dolls and stuff like that, and yeah, I don't know, I was always really interested in fashion. I still am, but I tried out graphics, and that's like what I really enjoy doing, and I feel it's like where I should be and what I should be
and what you do, you're a natural problem solver, right? I mean, your project for us, and you were great, all the deadlines were great, and you were in my office the whole time when you were making the deadlines and liaising with the printers. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed it. That was like a great opportunity for me, like to really test, see what it's like to be a graphic designer, I guess, and to have, a little feeling of it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, what else did you apply to? I mean, in terms of foundation courses, you must have applied elsewhere.
Well, in the UK I applied to Wimbledon, and in Switzerland I applied to ECALE. I got in, but I wanted to come here.
Good for us, good for you.
Yeah, I'm really glad I decided to come here, no regrets whatsoever.
Fantastic. Yeah. And you're staying here, aren't you, to do your degree next year?
I'm going into graphics and photography.
Great.
Yeah. And
you made some friends here? I mean, you're from Switzerland, so you didn't know anyone you came
here? I didn't know anybody when I came. I was pretty scared, really. Yeah, it was quite difficult at first, but gradually you make your group of friends, and you find people. I met a lot of good people that I will be staying in contact. Some of them aren't staying here, but I definitely want to stay in contact with them. Good.
That's great. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
We're in a room with our students in graphic design illustration, so behind me are moving images of some of our students. A lot of our students get involved in film and TV moving image. And so Russell's going to pan around and show you this room in particular. Now draw attention to one thing, it's down here, a list of all of our students and where they're going to for next year. And out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students, I think 6 of those students staying here at Kingston. And on the course this year, about 60% of our students staying here at Kingston. So I think there's a real testament to the courses around here and the courses that our students want to progress to, because these are bright students who could go anywhere, but 60% of them chose to stay here at Kingston. I think it's fantastic. So as I say, Russell will show you around, and then we'll move on to the second studio. This is Sophie Daniels' work in the fashion room. I wanted to show you, I really like this garment. I like the fact she's using latex and all this funny neoprene stuff they use for swimsuits and what have you. But I want to show you her research, because you look where this girl starts off from on the first page. She's looking at things like schizophrenia. So you get this really weird photograph and there's some pee on me bits of lines. And the next photograph, next page here, getting her friend to look as if she's bonkers, and looking at people with hallucinations, with psychosis, with really difficult things to deal with. Looking at Man Ray, looking at great bits of research. And you wonder how she gets from this stage here in her own project. She's written this herself, her final major project. How she's gotten from here, to this wonderful garment that she's made. And you go on page after page of her looking at different things for influence with these crazy, crazy things she's looking at. Try and distill the whole thing down. I think she gets her friend in a box in a while. Here, look. Looking at things like schizophrenia and madness in particular. And then off to see other artists. Hold Me While I'm Naked, looking at these great influences all over the place, doing these kind of prints, you know those prints you do that they would do with people to assess their kind of state of mind. Here she is, connecting that Man Ray, connecting psychosis, connecting psychiatry to her practice, and on she goes. Bridget Riley, what a great bunch of research, really typical of what goes on this course, looking at different materials, different materials to work within a project. Look at these, looking at different designers now. All over the place, this girl, to come up with her final project. In the end, she's done tons and tons of photographs of herself wearing different versions of the garment. This is all herself, all her own major project. Look at that, it's terrific. And it's really typical of what the students do on this course in general. Across the whole foundation course, they'll research their ideas till the death, they really will. And what a great girl she is, and what a fantastic body of work, and what a journey she's taken from looking at schizophrenia to ending up with this wonderful, wonderful, unusual, fantastic garment. These are our 3D design students. There's about 25 of them, I guess. They've written their own projects in here, but under one kind of umbrella project. It's about forensic science, and so on each of these tables there are books where the students have kind of have narrated their own projects and talked about the research with their project, but in a kind of forensic science kind of way. So and it was about instruments of torture, I think, or instruments that could hurt people. I'm not trying to be nasty, but that's what the basis of the project was. So Russell will pan around in a while and show you what's going on. All the students here placed all over the country, lots and lots of these students staying here at Kingston. We're also going to show you a film about one of these students called Veronica. Veronica was our Student of the Year this year. We're going to show you her movie. Only really to say that even in 3D design, our students are using moving image. They're using it across the course now, in graphic design, in fashion design, in 3D design, and obviously in fine art. And so we'll show you that movie. Russell will cut that into to show you Veronica's, but there he'll show you around this room. I hope you enjoy it. It's quite unusual. So here we are, Bedtime Stories with Paul Stafford. I'm sat in this chair because one of our students, Rachel Singer, has made this book as part of her final project. She doesn't know this yet, but she's got a distinction as Rachel Singer. So it's a great project. You mentioned here, she's written this book. She's taken 4 really horrible horror stories, like The Shining, one of my favourite movies, Clockwork Orange, Carrie, Lolita, Lady Chatterley's Lover. So horror stories and famous iconic stories in our history. And she's turned them into children's stories. So Clockwork Orange, that's got a horrific storyline to it, has been turned into this children's story. So all the typography is done by herself. She's changed it around. So her final project is this book and this chair. And I think it's wonderful. A bright, 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 conceptually based project with one of our really terrific students who's been terrific all year long. And I'm surrounded by strange objects doing graphics and illustration in our final room. Behind me, each of these students on these lines, each of them have a line, and it's their research and sketchbook work. So tons and tons and tons and piles of research work, like I showed you in fashion with the sofas. It's typical of our students. They love researching. It's a huge part of the course. So Russell, again, pan around this room. I urge you to look at the work that's been seen and been shown to you, and particularly all this research, all this the way students get their ideas here is absolutely terrific. It's mind-blowing. They're such bright students, and what a lovely project from Rachel. Okay, here we are with our students in avionics, all their fine art students, and look behind me, this moon. Isn't it a fantastic piece of work? It looks really high-tech, doesn't it? And our dean came around the other day and I was talking to him about this piece of work, and he loved it because it's just so simple. Because this moon is in fact this little ping-pong ball. If you see where my hand goes there in between the camera here, ping-pong ball, attached by a bit of blue tack. It's completely low-tech, but it's a wonderful piece of work. I'm thinking of buying it to put it out in an office. In fact, I think it's great. So Russell will pan around this room, and I think what's really interesting here is in terms of fine art practice, is the complete range of work in here, from painting to sculpture to photography to installations to performance-based work to video and film. I mean, everything you could possibly think of in terms of fine art practice is in this room, and it's real quality. It's real quality, so I think you'll enjoy this. What do you think is that? So here we are, the end of the tour. As I said, about 15 minutes taking you around the course, seeing you the work of our students in fine art, in graphic design, in fashion design, in 3D design. These are all our students where they're going to next year. Terrific amount of places they're going to, quality institutions, Goldsmiths, Glasgow, Slade School of Art, all over the place. But 60% of them are staying here at Kingston, I mentioned before in the film, which is terrific, I think. It's a real testament to the courses at Kingston when these students really could go anywhere they choose to go to, but 60% staying here. My dean came round yesterday, Simon Oldfield, I've got a lot of respect for, and he just emailed me, in fact, this morning, congratulating me and my staff on this show, saying he thought it was the best we've ever had in this building at foundation level. Well, that's great, isn't it? I think he's right. I think across the course, everything is equal. Doesn't matter what students study on this course, it's all equal to me. And I think this year, this show is just that. It's all fantastic. And they've done so well. I spoke to them all at the private view the other day. We had such a nice time, because I could tell them that I was really proud of them. And I am. And they've done such a lot of nice things. And so we end the year on a real high. So that's the end of my tour. I guess you're seeing this now at Opendays in the autumn. And after the Open Day, we are in to answer any questions you might have about life here at Kingston. Thank you very much.